All right, all right.
Getting
We're in.
into
We're
it for
back.
sure.
Round
Yes,
two.
yes. Excited to be in it. Great stuff in Garage Talk. A lot of side splitting jokes being said. Pretty fulfilling Garage Talk time.
Yes. What is
The deal.
the deal? What's going on? All right, so let's just take a quick look at what's going on a little bit here in the world with Trump. 37 minutes ago. Get Ben on here there. I had to make sure I
So
click
the
a button.
first, yep. Says the campaigns. Yeah. First, there was a middle class
In
tax
campaign
cut.
homestretch, Trump tosses out ideas to see what sticks. First,
Some
there was
of the
the middle class tax cut that even his allies and many of his aides had not heard about. Last couple tweets. Kevin Yoder has fought hard for people of Kansas. Highly respected. Strong on crime, the border, military, vets, and the Second Amendment.
there you
Kevin
go.
has my total endorsement.
Nice.
Mine too.
Mine too. I like that exactly.
I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah, I'll
Right
have
there,
to see
folks.
him in about 7 days or so.
I'm moving to Kansas.
Oh, I tell you, no, we were in Garage Talk, and then we're kind of seeing up here in the Donald, what's happening here. Just kind of the whole caravan coming up on. That was really funniest action coming on. See if what he has come up on here.
Get off there.
Good.
Stock market.
Is up massively.
A lot of just Congress stuff, or talking, promoting people to check out tweets from the last 2 days. I refer to fake news media when mentioning enemy of the people, but dishonest reporters use only the word media. The people of our great country are angry and disillusioned at receiving so much fake news. They get it and fully understand.
Yes, sir.
Come on, folks.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
look at that.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But that's how the media does it. They take out I say dishonest reporters, and they only use the word media.
Yeah, it's that fake media, fake news media.
You know who you are.
CNN and others.
Yeah, see, and Emmett.
Oh yeah, it's again. You see it if obviously if you're tuned into the second show and you're coming up on. Obviously, you're aware of what's happening. It's still incredibly interesting that you could just see it for what it is. You know.
Yeah. It's
Fake news is so fake, and it's even today. Talking about how the radio, the news, and you don't think honestly the radio is really a big medium anymore, but you'd be highly surprised to know that a lot of people driving radio is still a big medium, and the subtleties of the brainwashing they try to push across to you is just amazing to see what they try to get away with, and they're getting away with it big time. But most people, I'm hoping, are starting to see the light and have a chuckle and laugh with us when you see this stuff come out, because it's so blatantly wrong, totally false, and you gotta laugh at it because like, wow.
yeah. Well, on that topic of fake news, the media, it's clear to see Ben hit it right on the head. But here, go ahead and read this one. Here, Ben.
Many gang members and some very bad people are mixed into the caravan heading to our southern border. Please go back. You will not be admitted into the United States unless you go through the legal process. This is an invasion of our country, and our military is waiting for you. Now, it's very important. The very first few lines of that says many gang members and some very bad people are mixed into the caravan heading to our southern border. Please go back. Now let's.
So this is a true statement. There would be
This
many
is true.
gang members. There would be, and some very bad people are mixed. So when he says mixed, what does that mean? Amongst?
Are they the individuals that are needing to gain access, and they're either injected into this felonious, false, whipped up group of people, and you inject a couple of, gang members to do some very bad things. We know that
Well, if you just have 10,000 people that are coming, and they're all coming to break the law, but
10,000 laws being
people
broken.
look over
there.
that, and the people look over that fact. Lots do, and to me, it doesn't even really. It's not the biggest deal that people that are hungry and all that. I get it. I'm sympathetic to, but we're talking about just in that sheer number of 10,000. You're going to have several hundred, if not thousands, I don't know.
Bad apples.
Of bad apples. Yes, people are like, you got that here too. Yes. These people are from this area. Unfortunately, that's how it works. It's we get that.
Trying to clean house. Our house,
not
your house.
Yes. If you have fire, yes, there's fire here. I'm not going to just keep dumping gas on it.
Well, it's interesting. We were also talking about it, kind of a touchy subject of, and we can't confirm this, and we're not trying to delve into this rabbit hole, but it is something to critically and interestingly think about, is how many sexual assaults are happening in this caravan when every 24 hours when it has to rest. These people have to go to the bathroom, they have to sleep, they have to eat. I mean, you see these pictures of this massive amount of people, but just thinking about, okay, from a military standpoint of view, to move 10,000 people 2,000 miles, that's a pretty large feat of
you're
supplies.
Right.
And I mean, just think about it.
We had to be careful. I was on a ship of 6,200 people. We'd pull into places where 6,200 people, 10% had to stay on. There's always 10% for duty. They don't get to leave the ship that way if they need the ship to get going. But just think about 5,500 or something out in a town where there's only 3,200 on this island. We're almost double their population. You had to be careful not to trash it, and you had to be, we're
overwhelmed
ambassadors,
and they told us,
yeah. So, but they what they just say, they got I don't know what just happened, but like a Marine unit or something, they just got dispatched down somewhere, and the town came back and said they ran them out of
they liberated. There's a few
ran them out
towns
of
in like
alcohol. And this is just like a couple nights ago.
Alcohol.
Yeah, like the whole town was like, we were out of beer completely. They drank it all, and
yes, and you see, okay, that's a whole other aspect of this many people. You don't think they're gonna smoke cigarettes, they're gonna drink beer, they're gonna want to cut loose. I mean, they've been traveling a couple thousand miles, so the audacity to really start using this as some type of, it's really happening organically as a real thing, and there's this many people around the world dying to get into America because America is so great. I mean, this is the Hegelian dialectic, people. You understand that it's a problem, reaction, solution that has been
create this issue
from the very beginning.
And show you the solution after we create the problem.
Yes. And they play on individuals' cog defs or cognitive dissidence.
Well, cog deaf.
No, cog deaf. And why play into that? Well, because there's somebody that has an initiative, and we don't quite know who it is yet, and there's probably an indictment for that individual sealed somewhere. But you just stop and think about, honestly, there are bad things happening within this group of individuals moving to our southern border. Now, let's be honest, it's a long time they're going to be here. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where they're at right now. I mean, they're in southern Mexico.
Well,
I mean, think about it. How are they getting to our southern border? And like you said, if they get here, where are they going to come? Are they going to come to
yeah,
the main
I'm
wall? Are
I'm
they
just
going to the
curious
desert?
how the media can set up tents and cater this in like it's folks, this is just a great time in our world, and it's like, well, there's laws and they're breaking it, and we have laws that we all have to follow, and
Oh, we
at
don't like those
least
laws.
vow to change the law, like get it changed. Because then when you have somebody talk about, hey, we have rules on the books, and I'm thinking about maybe that's why Trump brings that up. That's why Trump talk about getting rid of the whole 14th Amendment, talked about getting rid of parts of it that talked about if you're born here in
Like
this
the
country
anchor
and from
baby
a
style,
legal
yeah.
citizen that had that broke was in this country illegally, that you don't get all these rights anymore, and that's gonna offend a lot of people. And it's like, well, that's not even a rule, and you're
Well,
fighting for something that's not even, or it is a rule now, the 14th Amendment, but Trump talks
well,
about.
it causes one to question the abuse of that, because people in droves have come, and not just from Mexico, not from our southern borders. People tend to focus on our southern borders. What about our northern borders? And they're not
Like I
just
said,
Mexicans or Canadians. They come across pregnant, knowing that if they give birth in America, that child has immediate American citizenship. Now,
well,
America is not the only country that has that type of citizenship, that birth citizenship. However, other countries do have a lot more strict
if
uh,
they make it harder for that
guidelines.
to even happen.
Yes, to even happen.
They're
Yes,
trying.
yes.
You go to
They
prison
block
if you
that
get
off.
caught in
Yeah.
their country. So I don't know how you can have a
How the
baby. And they're like,
baby, the baby would go
once
to
his baby's
orphanage,
born, you're going to prison for the rest of your life because we have rules like that here. What about
so
my baby?
nobody wants to come here and give birth.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they say, well, but Trump
That
was right.
being aside, I get it. But the bigger thing is how the media pitches this. Or typically, you don't. Again, you got, I guess, former President Barack Obama was up on stage talking about, we need less guns, we need to do this, while he is still surrounded by Secret Service and has all these protections. And these people won't give theirs up or let you convince them of that, but they will try to convince you of the same. You vote for these people, and then they get up on stage and they try to revert all your rules that you have in play for yourself against you. And that's the craziest thing about it.
Well, why do you think that that our president sent a military unit to the border? Well, the military, like the border units and ICE agents, they have guns. And what do guns do? Guns protect them from the bad guys, and they protect us from the bad guys. So, and I know this, and you know this well, that in military they teach you, well, how do you conquer a particular group of people or a place or a subject? And you say, well, first you have to disarm them or take away the ability for them to defend themselves. And so, why do you send the military? Because they have the guns. Let's be totally frank and honest. They are a wall of might, saying, like, if there's a line to be crossed and there's an authority we have, they give them. And they have border control, they have ICE, like I said. Nothing's happening to our border. People are having more outrage. What's happening is there's an emotional border that's being crossed with all these people. You think this is the only massive migration of people from one country to another? What about on the continent of Africa? Or how about the Asian continent? How come we're not talking
Yeah.
about the hundreds of thousands of people who are having issues over there? Or even on the European continent?
Just like Trump's been attacking, there's a great anger in this country, and it's caused by the inaccurate reporting of the media. They're inciting things that shouldn't be, here, while, you got the president who's surrounded by military telling you one thing, like we said earlier. This is an invasion. And the media is like, no. What does this guy know? This is a caravan. People, come on. And they got a tent down there like it's the grand opening of the mall,
It's
and
Coachella or
come on,
something.
hey,
They're trying to party.
yeah, they're gonna be handing them water. Like, you guys all rested up? Was that a treacherous 2,000-mile walk and stuff? Okay.
Here's the
Well, what are you
water.
gonna do now? What are your plans? You know, microphone, and I'm gonna go try to climb the wall. And they're just sitting there promoting that is illegal. That is like, you can't do those things. The president's wrong for standing up to. It's like they're jumping the gun. Like, what was supposed to happen was Hillary was supposed to be in, help take down the wall and the borders, all that stuff, and make it just so insovereign and sovereignty-less. And
They're supposed to come
then
here
we
with
were
no
supposed to
wall.
get to
What
this
happened?
promoting and how they talk, but they had to skip all that because Hillary didn't win, and you got Trump in that's actually standing up for the rule of law. And I'm saying, before we could just have open borders and people coming and going and who cares, there's a lot of other things that need to be looked at and taken away then, if I'm going to live in that world.
Well, and it's so
Right?
interesting because
There has to be a lot of other things that have to go away.
I mean, you're talking, if there is no rule of law and we don't have the ability to defend ourselves against individually or as a nation, then what is our sovereignty? Isn't the fact that we're actually regaining a lot of our financial sovereignty from, at least from other countries? I mean, we still have the Fed and we know that's rolling downhill. However, why is the media allowed, and it's mostly, let's be honest, it's the left, allowed to say highly racistly charged statements that if the other side made, there would be some serious charges probably.
Who just
brought
came
up
out with
or
that
firing.
that white man statement I told you earlier?
I think it was a Don. I don't know. It was one of the.
Don
CNN,
Lemon. Yeah,
Don
CNN.
Lemon was
Don
incorrect.
Lemon head.
He said something that, like,
We'll call him
my
Don
gosh.
Lemonhead.
He's a sour head. That's what he is. You know what he's talking about? So some of the things that he's said, even not only him, but some of his other co-anchors or whatever they call them. Hosts. Yeah, I guess. Hey, it's what we are. We're co-hosts as well of a particular. We're about truth and light. They're definitely about deception and lies and darkness. And we're definitely trying to expose that, which is in its own interesting fact. So it's like, but for them to say that, and everybody to laugh, give thumbs up, like it, ha ha ha. Stand-up comedians make little bits about it, and you think last administration used racism as a play card on our emotions and as brainwash? You haven't seen the sadistic side of their racism, and now you're seeing it for the fact that they're literally cultivating the other right side. They're pushing people that are right, medium right. Hey, I like the Constitution. I want to love everybody. Can we just get along? They're pushing the normal people to the extreme right. I'm like, whoa, don't paint me in a corner, guy, because this tiger will fight back now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's interesting, and that's all a brainwash, fake news media. That's all it is. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are getting they're drinking the Kool-Aid on that one.
Oh yeah, it's powerful, folks, to show images and then tell you what it is if you've never seen it before. So it could be the case like with 9/11, for example, planes hitting buildings and then things happening that shouldn't. But as long as somebody was there narrating that for you and telling you over and over and over and over and over again, and all of a sudden everyone's experts in what planes hitting buildings and how they crumble look like. Except for there was a third one that day that didn't get a plane hit. There was no jet fuel, and it fell just like the other two. But so here you got a caravan that they keep calling it, the media, and they keep saying that. And then you got the president surrounded by military and advisors and intel and top secret stuff, and he just doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. Just like every time it's like, hey, I found out Obama spied on me and my campaign. How horrible. And everyone, oh, that's fake. There's no proof of that. I'm a reporter. And months later, it comes out. Everything comes out.
But that was, and they played off. That was so yesterday's news. That was so long time ago.
Yeah,
And you have to remember that
they've spun it all along the way. It's like, well, he said he spied on him and his campaign, and now we know it was just this person, this person, and this person.
Yep.
Trump was wrong still. And it's like, you guys said the whole thing was a joke, and here it is, it's all true. And they dial in on little things that were not quite said. But no, here's a good example. Trump's this is great anger in our country. This great anger is caused in part by inaccurate and even fraudulent reporting of the news. The fake news media, the true enemy of the people, must stop the open and obvious hostility and report the news accurately and fairly. That will do much to put out the flame. Ooh.
That's all they're doing. How very nicely said. Thank you, President Trump. We appreciate that as a major. Yeah, it's just a good point. No matter who you are. I mean, think about it. You know, what makes fire worse? Gasoline, oxygen, all that good stuff. You know, of it and tell a lie, make it angry. What?
That's
of
the other
anger
part of
and
it.
outrage, yeah, and we will then be able to bring all sides together in peace and harmony. Fake news must end. How can you make an educated decision when you are making an ignorant decision, which is obviously we all know means without knowledge? You know, wouldn't be a good guess. It would be a poor guess.
Oh man, let's make this guy famous. This guy underneath. Look at this.
If you seriously want to end anger and outrage, and really good place to start would be to stop using our tax dollars to fund your hate rallies where you lie about Democrats and encourage violence against the free press. You didn't pull the trigger, but if you loaded the guns.
You didn't pull the trigger, but you loaded the guns.
Wow. Well, I feel really sorry for this individual, because it's like, what do you mean using our tax dollars? I mean, every president that's ever been in office has used tax dollars to campaign for the midterms for his or her, or no, I didn't say her, excuse me, for his basically individuals he wants. This is the way it works. Why do you think the 45th president is going to do like what he's doing? Is he's done some crazy stuff, yes, and it's been crazy awesome, but he's also done normal stuff.
That guy. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the fake news media is going to tell you to believe them, and just not this guy. He's just the president. What should he know? And
it's critical thinking all the way. You got to do it. If you
10,000 people come to the border, but like, hey, Mr. Reporter, isn't that illegal? What, are you racist? I mean, if you try to just bring up like it's the law, right? This is a wall, or there's a border, and they're going to storm it, and is that normal? Is that legal? And they want work, but isn't it illegal to be in the country and work? They're hungry. They'll tell you all these things that are possibly true, but they won't answer the question, or they won't entertain the idea of, hey, there's a proper way to do it. Well, they can't all do it that way. We get that. Not everyone has a bank account and money and these things that it takes to be. But
well, then you ask these same individuals who talk about we don't need any walls and this and that, and you ask them, why do you have fences around your yard at Harn? Why do you have doors? And yes, why do you lock your house?
Take that door off.
How conservative of you to have locks and keys. If you have two
why
TVs
you lock
and
your
I
vehicle?
have none,
why don't you just leave your keys in there so anyone can borrow it?
Why do you lock your car?
That's
mine.
My gosh.
Yes.
And they get all of a sudden real into what they own and what's theirs, and
very interesting. But yet they promote.
Those people go up to them and just take their lunch one time when they go to get food, and just kind of, well, thanks, take 70%.
It's for the people, and they walk away. But at home, they're hoarding everything and know that everybody's an enemy.
Yeah,
these are people. These are evil people, and then they talk about this kind of stuff. They're trying to play mind game, use word porns or semantics on what they're going to be, what's happening. There's a reason why you need to be able to defend yourself. There's a reason why fences are normal in America, because we believe in what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. And that's how it's going to be. That's how we believe. I mean,
jeez, maybe you do. Not checking. No,
That
we
may be
get that,
tradition.
folks.
Excuse me.
You know, people all think differently, but when it comes down to it, we have laws. Lobby to change laws if you don't like them first. You don't just, I'm going to start a movement of robbing banks. And, who, I don't think it should be, but instead of lobbying to get it to not be illegal, I'm just going to start by robbing them. And, what happens then,
And then scream them to be legal.
Yeah. After 4 or 5 your good buddies do it with you and you get real good at it and you guys just demand.
We're not hurting anybody. We're just robbing. It's okay.
where-
It's not,
It's just money. It's where the money's kept.
It's all fiat currency anyways. It's everybody else's debt.
It's all
It's not
insured.
yours.
It doesn't hurt
It's all
anybody.
insured.
That would actually, if you just let people rob banks, everyone that had money in there, they're going to be fine. Nobody gets hurt. It doesn't hurt anybody at all. So
Are they really stealing it if it doesn't really exist? I mean, think about it. It
doesn't even hurt anybody.
Reserve note. It's not a real form of currency.
Everyone's taken care of. Then they can, they're going to boost economies wherever they go and spend it. This is actually a better deal than getting
I think
illegal
many
here.
bank robbers go for the BOGO, buy local, shop local theme, because that's where mostly the cash is spent.
That's where they're
Unfortunately, we're trying to promote that to keep it in America.
A lot of this money's going to hit the bottom line streets quick, folks. All right, it's going to hit the streets. It's going to pave the way for lots of great things.
The idiocracy of
you see how this works? It's dumb. It's dumb, folks.
We can't even do it. It's laughable. I mean, honestly, how can you lie while trying to twist? It's almost like telling it's light and it's dark at the same time. It's an impossibility, mixing oil with water. And if you know it's not physically possible, why are you trying to entertain that physicality that's not possible? It's just, it's a brain teaser. Have fun with it. It's not going to work. So, yes. The bottom line is that the news is spinning it. And if you think, well, I watch Fox or I don't like CNN, but I like this guy. Hey, it's all good. Where was that one time? Hey, I listen and I watch Fox or CNN, like the same reason why when I go to the zoo and look at snakes that are behind a glass cage. Why? Because I know they're dangerous, but I can get really close and I could study the danger very close. Just like I know the news is fake. And if you understand how to critically watch the news and you understand it's fake, it's interesting and it's funny. And there are some little tidbits of truth that they wrap those lies all around.
I watch a little bit of CNN every day, a little bit of MSNBC, and knowing that it's fake when you go in to watch it, that allows us to coldly analyze it. And each actual reporter as well, for what their, who their masters are or
what their true agenda is.
And you see them looking down. Sometimes one of them gets baffled and the other one's kind of tweaking out.
Trying to pick up the conversation.
By the way, Cindy,
it's
at an all-time low, by the way. It's on an all-time
just
low.
Said it was at a high.
All of a sudden, they got fed some info.
Do you notice he just said it was an all-time high when earlier he said it was an all-time low?
Yes. All right, we're at the 30-minute mark on this one, part 2 from our first one. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
We went over basically the Caravan or
the invasion of sorts, or the possible, because again, it's very far away, but still, yes, there's many crazy.
Did we find out when that was hitting the shores or the border?
Well, it's, I mean,
as early
if
as
they're
what?
in, well, I think they're in southern Mexico right now because they're in the Venezuelan Mexico border, I believe, in that area.
Okay.
And I don't know if they've gotten through that or the Mexicans open their borders, but still think about it. How long do they take across the breadth of Mexico to come to the American borders? and how many Texans and Californians and
Oh,
Americans and patriots are going to run down to the border. And think about it, man. They're coming in for a world of hurt if they don't come in the legal way.
Exactly. And I'm thinking, folks, it's, our military's down there not to really just start shooting and creating chaos. It's just a show of force, but this is their job. Don't I see a lot of people playing into the media like, they're sending the military down there. That is the number one job of the military, to protect our borders. We've all been screaming that for a long time.
Yep.
Our military's been dispersed all over the globe. Let's just bring them home and protect our borders for a while here. And we're only talking 5,000, 5,500, a little double nickel. But
it's a small garrison of soldiers. It's not. We're not talking a whole. It's like it's not. That's a small little. Hey, get the guys down there to have a look around, see what's going on, and come on back and report. Stay there for a while, see what happens.
Yeah. But again, folks, a couple days of absence here from us. I was just lots going on, personal stuff. Other than that, I've gone through this phase before. It's been a long year, little under a year for us, the channel wise. But about this time last year, full gear in this studio room of us doing R&D. And we were already at it. We were already at it heavily by this time. But I would just like to say it's been a great experience, of course. But we just want to stay vigilant these next few weeks with everything going on. Keep your eyes on the media. Keep your ears open. And if you hear anything, drop it down below. We love all the comments. We love all the Patriots of the channel. It's been a great
for sure. We enjoy the comments as well. It's interesting, and you guys bring up great points that we do research and talk about in Garage Talk. So, if you do have questions or want us to, hey, what do you guys think about this? Don't hesitate. And hey, with this many people wanting to see what's happening, you're going to get a variety of individuals. Just remember, we're all humans out here, and we're all, so comment with kindness, if you will. Definitely share, subscribe, like, and, remember that, hey, do the research for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is just a stepping stone, I mean, Mike's done an awesome job about getting this up here, like I said, in a year in review. It's amazing. It's definitely amazing. Still be vigilant, see something, say something. I mean, you guys... how it goes,
I was going to say there was a few days of darkness for ourselves here, and that was just, folks, there's a burnout. There is, if you're in this realm, there's times where I just, and I had to redo all the computer systems here. We had to actually do some, so it was just that time. We had to take stuff down, convert stuff over, get it on digital storage. And get back to ground zero with hard drives. It just has to happen every so many months.
Clean our own house.
Clean our own houses and take out the swamp. I had to back that thing up. But, folks, so don't take anything personal. There's just times, I remember 3-4 months ago, there was a weekend I just did not want to do anything. It's a brain thing. I'm just going to kick back and relax. And that's what just kind of happened a little bit, other than there's still a lot of studio stuff getting done. Just wasn't a rush on it. And there was a bunch of, Ben knows times where I've taken this down and worked for 4 to 5 hours to get it back up so we can get going again. I just did that 4 to 5 hours over a day or two this time.
Yes.
So it was deserved. Just need a little R&R time. We have families, and we've been sacrificing here for the Patriots as well, and it's with honor, so don't take it any other way. All right, I'm Mike, Patriot Hour, Ben.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. God bless you, all you guys.
We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Hopefully we'll pop something off maybe in the early morning when we're instead of the late dark.
Late evening. Yes.
All right, folks. We'll see you back here real soon. We're going to get some much needed rest after a long couple of days of getting this back up and running with some downtime. But we appreciate it. And there's been other things going on, but we'll get into all that. Big news coming for the Patriot Hour. It's already happened before. It's happening again. We haven't said much, but we'll say more maybe on the next couple of future update videos here. So, all right, signing off. All right, we'll see you guys. Subscribe, like, share, comment. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you.
Yeah.
Worldwide. WWG1, WGA.